these are the kinds of things that we now confront. Is it all because of Gen AI? Most of it, not all of it. The photo, is the photo real? That predates Gen AI. Can I trust this scholarly paper? Probably also predates Gen AI, but it's getting more pronounced because of generative AI. And then we have this whole issue of, did Gen AI write something? There's been several studies out that says, okay, these are the words to look for. And what I've noticed is that when people write things nowadays, they no longer use the word delve. They've heard that, oh, that says Gen AI wrote it. And so now I'm seeing people say, well, let's dive into this. Where a few years ago they would have said, let's delve into this now. And at one point they were saying, well, this whole construction, sentence construction of not only this, but also that, that is so common in basic English writing. It comes originally from Latin. Of course, there are some clues that are pretty obvious. If it says I'm regenerating a response, if it says as a large language model, or it says, sure, I can help you with that. Those are absolute proofs that Gen AI was involved, but some of the others are not. I loved the talk from Dr. Lee this morning where she was giving the example of her daughter who was essentially accused of having AI write her paper when in fact she hadn't done it at all, and she had run it through this program that would say whether or not it was generated by AI, and it says yes, it was 100% AI generated, and it wasn't. So this is really, really difficult. We don't actually have a way yet to absolutely detect if AI wrote something. And it's an ongoing issue. So things to think about. Without human intervention, AI writing really can seem extremely weird. It's kind of stilted. So the first thing you need to do when you have AI actually write something is recognize it's being creative. Okay, what it does tend to do is repeat words. What I have also noticed is if you're researching similar topics and you're always in something, particularly with Gemini, it tends to come up with the same phrases over and over again. So that's why I would tend to use, I might start with Claude or Gemini and then go to something else when I recognize that the words that were coming up were repetitive to something I had seen earlier. You can always use Gen A to suggest synonyms, and this can get kind of interesting. Summarization, we've heard that this is a good use of Gen AI, which it is, but sometimes it just parrots the words of the original text. So you need to be really conscious of that. Once again, it's math. It's machine learning on steroids. It's predictive analytics. There's no emotions in here, and it doesn't know the actual meaning of the words. It's doing predictions on what word or what phrase should come next. Privacy remains a huge, huge, huge issue, and that is not going to go away anytime soon. However, as I think all of the presenters yesterday and today have said, this is our moment. This is the perfect time for us to prove how valuable we are and how valuable our libraries are. So that gives us all kinds of opportunities. Alternatives, explaining what Gen AI is, teaching good prompting, knowing when to say, that didn't work, go over here. What are the limitations, like the date limitations? Distinguish between AI and Gen AI because people use them as if they are the same thing. They're not. What are the differences between doing a prompt in Gen AI, searching the web, and library databases? As AI infiltrates the web more and more, it's going to be more and more difficult to tell when you're searching the web if your answers were Gen AI generated or if they were old school searching the web. You might want to give examples of flawed information. And most important, position ourselves as the experts. And so that is who I am.